Well, it's been 13 years, but the 9/11 Memorial Museum will be officially dedicated at Ground Zero in New York City today. And if you scroll down in my blog right here below me, you will find a compelling video that is a guided tour of all there is to see. And it really is a compelling museum. I can't wait to be there at Ground Zero. I know the emotions will run high for me, as they will for all Americans and all freedom-loving people everywhere who will visit this place in the years to come. One thing I want to comment on that I thought was surprising to me, but very gratifying, was that the people who run the museum have stood up to the pressure by groups like CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, and others who wanted editing done on a video that is shown at the museum entitled The Rise of Al-Qaeda, that describes just who the radical Islamic terrorists were who attacked us on September 11th, 2001. They don't like terms like Islamic extremist. They wanted those words taken out of the narrative. They don't like jihad used in connection with 9/11. And they put a lot of pressure on the people to run the museum. But they stood up against it. And the script to The Rise of Al-Qaeda remains just as it was written. And I salute all of those who didn't cave to that kind of pressure and political correctness and tyranny of the Muslim minority. The fact of the matter is, those were Muslims, radical Islamic fanatics, extremists. This was all about jihad. This was slaughtering infidels in the name of Allah. That doesn't mean that the museum presentation is suggesting that all Muslims are terrorists. All it suggests is that this was not an attack that came out of the blue. This was radical Islamic ideology at its worst. The enemy 13 years ago remains the enemy today. And we need to be constantly reminded of that reality. And thankfully, we will be at the 9/11 Memorial Museum. That's what I think. What do you think? Join me for the next edition of Bud Hediger Live right here on News Radio 102.5 WFLA. I'll look for you then.